Today's short is being brought to you by Goya Foods. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Your daily game plan for success. It's Sachs in the Morning. Steve Sachs.
Hi, Steve Sachs here with Sachs in the Morning, and I hope everybody had a great weekend. This is Monday the 19th, and we're going to talk about some baseball this week because this is going to be comeback week. So we have a couple of different shorts that we're going to share. Number one, today we're going to talk about Lou Brissie, who had a great comeback story. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the great Tony Conigliaro, who had an amazing comeback story as well. And then on Wednesday, we're going to have an update because the races are getting very, very exciting in Major League Baseball. And then on Thursday, we're going to have our long-form guest. We're going to have Carlos Baerga. He has a great comeback story as well. So this is going to be a fun baseball week that we're going to get into, and we're going to cap it off on Thursday with the great Carlos Baerga. But today, we're going to talk about a man by the name of Lou Brissie. Now, Lou Brissie began his baseball career way back in 1940 when he was just 16 years old. He was pitching for the Ware Shoals. It's a textile baseball league. Brissie attracted the attention of the great Connie Mack, who was the Philadelphia Athletics manager in 1941. However, Brissie's dad said, no, you're going to have to go ahead and finish school. So Brissie did that. He attended Presbyterian College before he enlisted in the Army in December of 1942. In November of 44, he found himself in some really heavy fighting in Italy with the 88th Infantry Division. And on December 2nd of that year, 1944, his unit suffered an artillery barrage and a shell exploded, which shattered his left tibia and shin bone into 30 pieces. Now, y'all know that back then in 1944, medical prowess was nothing like it is now. And so what they told him is that his leg would have to be amputated due to the severity of the injury. But Brissie told the doctors that he was a baseball player, and he insisted that the leg had to be saved, even if it meant jeopardizing his life. So after 2 years and 23 major operations, Brissie was able to return to baseball with a metal brace on his leg. He was signed by the Philadelphia A's, Connie Mack, on December 15th of 1946. And Connie Mack encouraged Brissie to hold on to that dream of playing in the majors. So the following spring of 47, he sent Brissie to the Athletics affiliate minor league team in Savannah in the Southern AA League, where his baseball comeback had begun. He won 25 games there, and the A's called him up to Philadelphia on September 28, 1947, and he realized his life's ambition, as he called it, of pitching in the major leagues. So how about this? Brissie's first start in the 1948 season was against the Boston Red Sox. Now, I know by playing in Boston, this is a pretty hostile environment in which to play. The fans there are very knowledgeable, and they're a little bit hangry, if you ask me. They seem like they're hungry, and they're angry at the same time, so they can be just a bit cantankerous. So during the course of this game, Ted Williams, my favorite hitter of all time, hit a ball up the middle, then it hit Brissie in that leg, causing him to collapse on the mound. And Ted Williams said, I hit a ball back to the box, a real shot, whack. It sounded like a rifle clap. That's what Ted Williams had said in his memoir. And he continued by saying, down he goes. And everybody rushes out there, and I go over from first base with this awful feeling that I've really hurt him. This guy's a war hero. He was pitching a great game. He sees me in this crowd of people looking down at him, and my face like a haunt, he says, for Christ's sakes, Williams, pull the damn ball. So Brissie went on to defeat the Red Sox that day 4-2, striking out Williams for the game's final out. Brissie's best seasons were with the A's in 1948 when he was 14-10, and in 1949 when he was 16-11. He pitched 3 innings for the 1949 American League All-Star team. So Brissie retired in September of 1953 with a career record of 44-48, and he had 436 strikeouts and a 4.07 ERA. Not bad for a guy that basically had to play on just one leg. So Lou Brissie died at the Augusta VA Hospital in Augusta, Georgia on November 25th, 2013 at the age of 89. A pretty amazing story for a guy that had a lifelong goal that he wanted to accomplish, and he certainly did, even at the advice of a doctor not to save his leg because it might endanger his life. But he went ahead and tried because of the love of the game in what he wanted to do. And so it's amazing to me when I think about Lou Brissie and what he had done. That's a lot of determination. And listen, if you can do a lot on one leg, especially strike out Ted Williams, you're doing something. And that's my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, remember that the Sax in the Morning swag is now available on my Instagram site. Go to saxinthemorning_podcast. You'll see it right there on the Instagram, and just hit the link. Everything's there, mugs, hats, tumblers, you name it. Take advantage of it. And thanks to Al Hendrickson Toyota for their support of this podcast. And be sure to visit alhendricksontoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.